I'm delighted to have the opportunity to talk with you about our associates and their important relationship with us, the Sisters of St. Francis. Associates are Christian women or men, married, single, widowed, or cleric, who want to experience the charism of St. Francis of Assisi and the vision and mission of the Sisters of St. Francis of Sylvania. They enter into a non-vowed covenant commitment which is renewed annually. This relationship empowers associates to share in the proclamation of Franciscan values in their daily lives. Their covenant agreement is designed to enrich their prayer lives and foster a deeper sense of the gospel invitation to service. The associate is called to solidarity with the sisters. The associate relationship in our congregation began in 1982. This year, we celebrate 40 years together with our associates. Over the years, a number of sisters and at times associates have served as directors for the associate program. Currently, our co-directors are Sister Karen Jean Zielinski and Mrs. Kathy Feist, an associate since 2013.
Lay Catholic search for spirituality and service has been around from the 3rd century. Hermits sought prayer and good works in the 11th century, and Benedictines had oblates. Third orders had Franciscans. The associate movement in the church started in the Middle Ages in Europe, with men from towns and villages approaching monasteries and asking the monks and friars if they could pray with them. So villagers joined Benedictines, Dominicans, and Franciscans and other monasteries to pray office and join the holy men for other services. What started as a quest for deepening their spirituality, the prayer led to expansion of their involvement. Villagers saw the monks planting crops, farming cattle, and doing other jobs which supported their monasteries. So gradually men helped them do their chores, and after they harvested the cheese and wheat, they celebrated with them for simple meals and blessings. In the 17th century, congregations expanded all over the world. And today, oblates, as some are called in other religious congregations, they reflected the vision of Vatican II, which was one of the most important religious movements to happen.
I did want to pursue becoming an associate to solidify and really bond myself to the Sylvania Franciscan community, who I dearly love, and I celebrate their mission statement in my life. So it was like coming home. It was like a homecoming when I began the process of being an associate.
Just 2 weeks ago, we had a mini retreat with a group of associates called TANG, Toledo Area Associates Networking Group. There are different associates from 4 other communities, and we had a wonderful Franciscan Reflection Day. Another thing we do is a tea party that benefits one of our sponsored ministries, Bethany House. We've had more discussions on lemon curd and clotted cream. We've had teapot things. We've had waiters who are going to have a special program this year. Don't miss it. It profits and helps sustain a very important ministry, Bethany House, which supports domestic violence victims and their families. And Kathy, you're a part of that too. So.
We've got a wonderful team that we are planning to work with. The TANG group that Sister mentioned is really a special thing to be able to communicate with associates from all the different communities. The tea party is a real highlight. It's a lot of work, but we feel like it's a special event, and it is partly spiritual, partly service, and certainly a lot of fellowship.
After I left the sisters, I stayed in teaching And then I took some time off to raise my kids. When my youngest was old enough for preschool, I enrolled her in the Franciscan Academy here, which was called the St. Francis Early Education Center. And then, so I was back in touch with the sisters, and then I ended up staying with the academy as it grew and changed and moved across the street. And then we had that wonderful connection again. We had our masses, we had the sisters visiting us, and then we became connected with Lourdes University. And so I love the connection there.
And so what does it mean to you to be an associate?
It means a lot because I looked for something where I could belong to something. And I seen what the sisters were doing and how kind they are. And I just wanted to be a part of it. And I've done several things. I do the tea parties. I make birthday cakes.
And that we know.
And I just love being with the sisters.
I really miss that connection. And I had known about the associate program, but I already had felt connected. But once I left and went to a different school, I just missed that connection. And so and then especially after I retired, I thought this is a good time to get connected again, and to find some ways to do service and prayer and just that companionship.
Well, being that I'm in Minnesota, distance can be a problem for supporting some of the things that are done on campus in Sylvania, but I do stay connected. I like to support the efforts of the dinners, I think it's the labre casseroles. I can't make casseroles, obviously, but I send through Amazon on a monthly basis. I send cookies and chips so that the college students can help pack lunches. And whenever there is a fundraising event, I look at that. I've had a couple trips to the campus, and I'll be coming again this May to help with the tea.
What I like about the associates is that they've got the projects, and they're there, and you can participate. So I don't have to go downtown and figure out how to work in the soup kitchen. I can make a casserole and leave it off here, and it's done. There's ways to pray that I don't have to search out. I especially like the peace and social justice aspect. That's very important to me. And what I found really helpful was their alerts. They have the peace and justice alert. Like the one for this week was the senators are about to pass the Care for Pregnant Women Act, and they give you what to say. You can do a little click and get the senators' phone numbers or email addresses. And I've done that a couple times, and it's like, I never would have done this. I never would have figured out who should I call, what should I say. And then to get the responses, is great to hear back from them.
So I always question myself, how is giving of my time going to be of value to supporting my beliefs? So I want to get engaged with things that respect the sacredness of human life. But I really like to engage myself more in work that is reflective of the mission statement of the sisters.
Every year we make a commitment.
Right.
And I know you missed it.
Yeah.
So then we had it at the Rosary Care Chapel.
And we were singing, and all the other sisters started coming in.
We had a prayer
They didn't
service.
know. Yeah.
We had a prayer service, and I
Yeah.
asked the sisters to come because we're all in this together.
Yeah.
It's just not me and you.
Right.
It's all of us sisters together with all the associates that make up this whole relationship that we have. It is so good that you came to us and that we can still...
I feel blessed. I feel blessed that I found a place where I fit.
And you do.
There's a lot to being an associate, a lot of good things, and a lot more than we can talk about here. If you are interested, please call me, call Sister Karen, call the associate office. We'd be happy to share with you.